What if I told you that most of what you fear about getting older is a choice? That the slow decline, the aching joints, the brain fog, the loss of energy, is not your destiny. It's a destination. And for decades, you've been given the wrong map. You've been told that your genes seal your fate, and that a slow fade is simply the price of a long life. That is a lie. The most groundbreaking science of our time is proving, without a doubt, that up to 70% of how we age is determined not by our DNA, but by the small, intentional choices we make every single day. The power to build a future filled with energy, clarity, and strength is more within your control than you have ever been led to believe. This isn't a fantasy. This is a scientific reality. Hello, and welcome to 40 Plus Wellness. We're so glad you're here. This is a space dedicated to you, to navigating the incredible journey of life after 40 with strength, health, and wisdom. Our promise is simple: to bring you authentic, meticulously researched information that you can actually use in your real life. Today, we are opening the blueprint. We are going to walk through 3 core principles, 3 case files, that explain the science of taking back control. This isn't about quick fixes. This is about building a foundation of deep, resilient health that will serve you for decades. If you believe in this mission to reclaim our health with wisdom, please take a moment to subscribe and join our community of health protectors. We'd be honored to have you on this journey with us. Now, let's open the first file. Case file number 1, the movement mandate. Our first principle is the most powerful medicine on the planet. And the best part? It's free. We're talking about movement. But not just any movement. We're talking about a specific type of exercise that triggers a cascade of regenerative effects in your body. The key to unlocking these benefits isn't about spending hours on a treadmill. The scientific community is converging on one critical metric for longevity: your VO2 max. In simple terms, VO2 max is a measure of how efficiently your body can take in oxygen and deliver it to your muscles during intense exercise. Think of it as the horsepower of your body's engine. A higher horsepower means a more efficient, resilient, and biologically younger system. The science is stunning. Studies show that a high VO2 max is associated with living up to 5 years longer and having a dramatically lower risk of dying from all causes, including heart disease and cancer. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 52-year-old high school teacher. When she first came to see me, she felt exhausted and mentally foggy. She said, "I feel like I'm 100 years old. My mother had heart issues around this age, and I'm terrified I'm right behind her." We didn't put her on some punishing gym schedule. We focused on one thing: raising her VO2 max with short, intense bursts of effort, just twice a week. Why does this work so well? When you push your body into a state of intense effort, where you're breathing so hard you can't hold a conversation, 2 magical things happen. First, your muscles produce a substance called lactate. For years, we thought lactate was just a waste product. We now know it's a superfuel for your brain and heart. When lactate travels to your brain, it signals the release of one of the most incredible molecules you've probably never heard of, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain. It literally helps you grow new brain cells. It strengthens the connections between existing cells, which is the physical basis of learning and memory. This is how you fight brain fog. This is how you build a brain that is resilient to age-related decline. Second, this type of exercise places a positive stress on your heart, forcing it to become stronger and more flexible, literally reversing some of the structural stiffening that can happen with age. So how do you apply this? You don't need a fancy lab. You just need to learn what vigorous intensity feels like for you. Here's the blueprint. It's called a 4x4 interval. First, Warm up with 5 to 10 minutes of easy movement, like a brisk walk or light jog. Next, for your first interval, increase your intensity for 4 minutes to about an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. The key indicator: you should be breathing hard enough that you can only get out 1 or 2 words at a time. You can do this by jogging faster, increasing the resistance on a stationary bike, or walking briskly up a steep hill. It's about your effort level, not a specific speed. After 4 minutes, you recover. For the next 3 to 4 minutes, bring the intensity way down to a slow walk or easy pedaling. Let your heart rate come down. You're going to repeat this cycle, 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off, 3 more times. The work portion is only 16 minutes long. Sarah started doing this twice a week. Within a month, the fog had lifted. Her energy was back. She said, "I don't just feel better. I feel like me again." She was actively rewriting her cellular destiny. Case file number 2. The fuel protocol. If movement is the spark that ignites your body's engine, then your food is the high-octane fuel that determines how well that engine runs. Our modern food environment is a minefield, but the solution isn't a complicated diet. It's about strategically ensuring you get a few key nutrients that are non-negotiable for health after 40. We're going to focus on the big three nutrients that a huge portion of the population is deficient in, and which have a disproportionately massive impact on your brain health, your immune system, and your risk for chronic disease. They are omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and magnesium. Let me tell you about Mark, a 60-year-old executive. Mark was successful, but privately, he was terrified. He was forgetting names and experiencing memory lapses. He told me, "My father had Alzheimer's. I feel like I'm on the same train, just waiting to arrive at the same station." Mark's diet wasn't terrible, but it was missing the foundational building blocks his brain desperately needed. Let's break down the big three. First, omega-3s. Your brain is largely made of fat, specifically an omega-3 fat called DHA. It's the physical structure of your brain cells. When you don't have enough, your cell membranes become stiff. Communication between neurons slows down. Inflammation, a key driver of brain fog, runs rampant. One study shockingly concluded that having a low omega-3 level is as damaging to your longevity as being a smoker. Next is vitamin D. We call it a vitamin, but it actually functions as a powerful hormone in the body, communicating with the DNA in over 5% of your genes. It's critical for immune function, mood, and brain health. Studies have shown that severe vitamin D deficiency in older adults can increase the risk for dementia by over 80%. Because we spend so much time indoors, deficiency is incredibly common. Finally, magnesium. This is the master relaxation mineral. It's a helper molecule in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. One of its most important jobs? DNA repair. Every day, your DNA incurs damage. Magnesium is essential for the repair crew that fixes that damage. When you're deficient, the damage accumulates faster. That is, quite literally, the aging process. Studies link high magnesium levels to a 40% lower risk of all-cause mortality. Yet nearly half the population doesn't get enough. Mark didn't need a miracle cure. He needed a fuel upgrade. Here's the protocol we used, and the one you can start applying today. First, get tested, don't guess. This is the most important step. Ask your doctor for a blood test to check your vitamin D and your omega-3 index. This gives you your baseline. You can't fix what you don't measure. Second, aim for food first. For omega-3s, eat fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines 2 to 3 times a week. For magnesium, focus on leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, as well as nuts and seeds. For vitamin D, the best source is sensible sun exposure, about 15 to 20 minutes on your arms and legs a few times a week without sunscreen. Third, supplement smartly. For many of us, especially with vitamin D and omega-3s, diet and sun alone aren't enough. Based on his test results, we put Mark on a high-quality fish oil supplement and a daily vitamin D supplement. The change was gradual, but after a few months, he was a different person. The fog was gone. His memory was sharp. He said, "I feel like I got off the train. I'm on a new track now." Case file number 3. The rhythm of renewal. We've covered how to move and what to eat. Our final case file is about the crucial, often overlooked dimension of when. Your body has an internal 24-hour clock, your circadian rhythm, that governs nearly every system. When we live out of sync with this rhythm, everything starts to break down. The concept here is time-restricted eating. This isn't about starvation or calorie counting. It's about giving your body a dedicated window of time each day, typically 12 hours or more, where it is not busy digesting food. This digestive rest allows your body to switch its focus from processing fuel to repair, renewal, and cleanup. Consider Maria, a 48-year-old mother of 2 who struggled with stubborn weight, constant exhaustion, and terrible sleep. She was a grazer, eating from morning until just before bed. Her digestive system never got a break. When your body goes without food for about 12 hours, a switch gets flipped. It runs out of easy sugar and has to start burning stored body fat for energy. But something even more amazing happens. It triggers a process called autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating. It's your body's cellular cleanup and recycling program. During autophagy, your cells identify old, damaged, or dysfunctional parts, the junk that causes inflammation and disease, and remove them. It is literally the process of your body renewing itself from the inside out. Furthermore, your body is not designed to be digesting food late at night. As the sun goes down, your brain releases melatonin to prepare you for sleep. What most people don't know is that melatonin puts a brake on your pancreas's ability to release insulin. So if you eat late at night, the sugar from that food lingers in your bloodstream for much longer, disrupting your sleep and contributing to metabolic issues over time. We didn't change what Maria ate, at least not at first. We only changed when. Here is the simple, 2-step process to master your own rhythm of renewal. First, the 3-hour rule. This is your starting point. Make a commitment to stop eating and drinking anything with calories, at least 3 hours before your target bedtime. If you go to bed at 10:30 p.m., the kitchen closes at 7:30 p.m. This single change aligns your eating window with your body's natural clock and can dramatically improve sleep quality. Second, establish your window. Once you've mastered the 3-hour rule, look at your clock. Try to ensure there is at least a 12-hour gap between your last meal of one day and your first meal of the next. For example, 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. This is the minimum window to start tapping into the benefits of autophagy. For Maria, this was everything. Within 2 weeks of closing her kitchen after dinner, she was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. The weight began to come off, and her energy returned. She didn't need a diet, she needed a rhythm. So there you have it. The blueprint. Case file number 1. The movement mandate. Move with intensity to build a younger heart and brain. Case file number 2. The fuel protocol. Prioritize omega-3s, vitamin D, and magnesium. Case file number 3. The rhythm of renewal. Honor your body's clock by giving it time to rest and repair. This is not a list of chores. This is a list of opportunities. It's the 70% that is entirely within your control. But knowledge is only powerful when it's applied. And I know this can feel like a lot of information. So I want to end with a very simple first step. Your homework is simple. Don't try to do everything at once. I want you to just take a moment and tell me in the comments, what is the one principle from today that resonated with you the most? Is it the idea of a short, intense workout? Is it getting your vitamin D levels checked? Or is it the simple 3-hour rule before bed? Just sharing your first step makes it real and helps inspire this incredible community we're building together. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present and intentional. Your health is your greatest asset, the foundation upon which a vibrant, joyful life is built. You have the power to protect and nurture it. Thank you for your time and for your trust. Be the health detective that you and your family deserve.